Aubrey, I am overwhelmed right now with excitement because I just looked at some statistics for this very podcast, the IELTS Energy podcast. How many downloads do you think we've had in the past, let's say 3 months? How many downloads do you think of our podcast in the past I feel like months?
Because you gave me a little bit of a hint, I can say I would not have guessed this. 3 million downloads, you guys, in 3 months. That's amazing. It's so amazing.
Fun. You guys, so we don't talk enough about how many people from around the world are being helped with this podcast. And we just wanted to highlight how proud we are of the work we're doing here and how many people we are helping and hope we're helping, not just with the IELTS exam, but to be motivated to study English, to look at the way you're preparing for this test in a more motivating, positive fashion. And so we would just wanted to bring this to your attention and talk about 3 recent episodes that you might have missed so we can highlight some of the best stuff you could go back and listen to, and make sure to follow this podcast so you don't miss another episode.
Yes, I feel like there are definitely listeners out there that just sort of tune in every now and then,
Sure.
And you're missing so much, right? If you're just like, oh, I have a minute, I'll listen to an IELTS Energy episode, and you're not catching every episode, there's a lot of vocab you're missing, a lot of strategies. So you guys definitely need to follow this podcast, IELTS Energy, wherever you find your podcast. Share it with a friend who's studying for IELTS or just learning English. There's so much great content here. And not only that, it's always really fun. We have a great time. It's just fun.
And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube and turn on those notifications, guys. All of our podcasts are also on YouTube with video. So if you want to know what we look like, head on over to IELTS Energy TV on YouTube. Okay, so let's get to our 3 favorite recent episodes. The first favorite is episode 1179. Super recent, you guys. It's from June 7th, actually. And as of this recording, almost 17,000 downloads just for that one episode, which is super recent. As I said, sweet sample answers about chocolate. What do you remember being awesome about that episode?
Yeah, this is really fun. We were talking about the different types of chocolate we like and cool chocolate places. You were talking about Fran's Chocolates in Seattle. Mm-hmm. But the main thing, guys, these sample answer episodes are so useful for you to hear questions that actually could be asked on IELTS, hear sample answers with band 9 vocab, interesting intonation. And we always tell you how you can use it on IELTS, how you can improve your score from these answers or the types of things we're doing in these answers, the strategies we're using. So not only is it a really fun topic to talk about, but so useful to prepare for IELTS speaking.
I love chocolate. That's why I love talking about it. No, but it's true. I mean, if we think about some of the most effective learning methods, right? Something that really works is listening to role plays and practicing role plays. And this is for general English, business English, whatever. But I think that method can be used on IELTS as well with these sample speaking answers. Because guys, you can hear the questions and hear our answers. These are the models. This is like a role play for the speaking exam. And you could practice with our answers. You can mimic us. You can listen a lot of times, copy what we're saying, learn vocab, get amazing ideas, and practice enjoying speaking English, because it's obvious we enjoy talking on this podcast.
And the more you enjoy it, the more time you're going to be willing to spend doing it, right?
Totally.
If it is drudgery, if you don't like it, you're not going to spend the kind of time you need to in order to get the score you need on IELTS. So make sure you're listening to podcasts that you find really interesting, engaging, like ours, obviously, and watching TV that you like, because your brain needs to enjoy it, or you're not going to absorb nearly as much vocab. You're not going to practice as much. Make sure you enjoy it.
On that note, I sometimes enjoy like some fluffy stories, fluffy TV shows. And guys, if you are feeling, kind of stressed, kind of overwhelmed, dive into some soap opera-y type stories. I just started watching Inventing Anna on Netflix.
It's a great show.
It's a Shonda Rhimes show. So it's going to be like
Drama.
poppy and soap opera-y. And like, I am so invested in this show. It's a pointless kind of story. Like, but it is so fascinating. And it's good, fluffy fun. So I recommend Inventing Anna on Netflix if that's what you're in the mood for. All right. So our second most recent favorite episode is episode 1177. It was published on May 31st, so super recently. And as of this recording, over 20,000 downloads for just that episode. And this was about grammar. Why is it so important to learn grammar from us as compared to just getting like a grammar textbook, Aubrey? Like, how do we help students more than a grammar textbook?
Yes, that's the question, right? Because you can waste so much time studying grammar, trying to learn every rule, memorize every rule. It's not going to help your IELTS score. No. It can take up to a year to learn all the grammar you need to increase by 1 band point. Yeah. So we often are telling you, don't spend so much time on grammar, but there are specific strategies you can use in order to quickly increase your score to get that variety of grammar structures you need to score 7 or higher. So in that episode, we focused on that. We taught you how to use relative clauses, adverb clauses in order to have these interesting structures that are pretty easy to use on IELTS writing. We want to give you quick, easy tips that you can use on test day without spending hours and hours and months learning grammar.
Because you guys are adults with busy lives. You don't have that much time. So you really have to be intentional and strategic about what you're studying. Right? You have to choose the things that will help you the most. And like Aubrey said, that's why we're here. We're here to give you those things that can improve your scores in the shortest amount of time. So from that episode, again, that was 1177. Go back and listen if you have not, or watch on YouTube. One of the structures we taught you was this really impressive adverb clause. And it's actually something we teach you in our online course, 3 Keys IELTS as well. allearsenglish.com/KEYS. It's the before plus a verb ing structure. So that's a dependent clause combined with the independent clause, subject, verb, object. And this creates a complex sentence. And remember, guys, in order to get a 7 or higher for grammar, the examiner must see a variety of sentence structures, right? And a lot of sentences that are perfect with no mistakes. So if you learn very specific complex structures and only use those, imagine, guys, that's how you get a 7 or higher for grammar. So definitely go back and listen to that episode and practice those grammar structures. All right. What's the next episode, Aubrey?
Yes, the last one we're going to share. This was episode 1171, which was published on May 10th, also super recent.
I love
2 hoots for IELTS speaking slang. And as of this recording, over 26,000 downloads. It really is amazing, but I'm not surprised because these vocabulary episodes with slang are so useful on IELTS speaking and also just on learning English, being prepared to chat with friends and speak like a native.
Yeah, I know that I remember also talking about this episode on social media as well, because it was just so fun. Yes. I just wanted to talk about the idiom "give 2 hoots" to everyone, and so I think I did some social posts about it. But yeah, guys, so I think the main message about as to why we love doing this podcast and why we want as many people as possible to follow this podcast and learn from us is that we are working very hard to bring you guys information that will increase your score in very real ways, very quickly, and to bring you things that you cannot get from textbooks or normal classrooms, right? Like the slang, like the idioms, like very specific sentence structures. So guys, definitely follow this podcast, IELTS Energy, wherever you're listening, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely hit subscribe right now. Turn on those notifications. We have 2 new shows every single week, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for listening and watching and for making our work so much fun, and allowing us to work some more because you're still listening.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Jessica, for always being so fun to record with. You're always so positive. And thank you, listeners. I want to say thanks as well for tuning in with us, right? Using these strategies, because the best part of my day is when I get an email from someone letting me know they got the scores they need. They're finally able to start school or immigrate to the country they want to. That is so fulfilling and exciting for me. It makes it clear that the time and effort we spend is worth it. We're actually really providing value and helping you guys. So keep those emails coming. Definitely hit follow if you haven't yet. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Awesome. I'm so glad we got to talk about this today.
I know.
All right. Awesome. All right, Aubrey. See you next time.
Bye-bye.